Hi everybody, so in today's makeup tutorial I decided to do a 60s makeup look, very kind of Jean Shrimpton, Catherine Deneuve inspired. I have a gorgeous model. She's actually my friend. Her name is Christine. I also call her Tootsie. She's a hairdresser and we work together with Chelsea Handler, and I just think that Christine is the perfect model for this. She reminds me kind of this like cool girl vibe from the 60s, and it's really all about the big eyes. So I really wanted to bring out her beautiful eyes, create this kind of like cut crease, like a very defined crease, lots of lashes, lots of bottom lashes, and the overall makeup is very matte, so there's not a lot of shimmer involved, and very kind of nude lips. And so I hope that you will enjoy this makeup tutorial. Keep on watching, and at the end, don't forget to leave me some comments, give me some thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for watching. Alright, so my first product I'm using on Christine is a Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, and the color I chose for you, Christine, is 118. So this makeup tutorial today is a 60s look. I think that you're just so perfect for this makeup look, and I want to just mention that the makeup back then in the 60s was definitely more on the matte side. So I chose a foundation today which is obviously more matte. It's one of my absolute favorite foundations, and I'm just applying it with a foundation brush first, and then I go in with a little bit of a buffing brush. I really like this one here by NARS, and I'm just gonna blend the foundation and buff it into your skin. I'm also gonna put a little bit of foundation on your eye. Christine and I work together so much. Christine does Chelsea's hair, and so I know that girl in and out. So lately you have been getting a little bit of an allergic reaction on your eyelids. So I don't know, we haven't figured it yet out what it is exactly, but so especially because her eyelids are quite red right now and she's a little bit, you know, just a little bit more sensitive around her eye area, I'm just going to put a little bit foundation on there so we kind of mattify it there as well. I'm going to put on some, this is just my palette, but these are all my favorite Laura Mercier Camouflage concealers, and I'm going to use the number 2. I just think that the Laura Mercier concealer for me is just, it works beautiful covering up little imperfections. Like right now, Christine is a little bit dry around her nose area and a little bit red. So you're just always a little bit, you have little uneven areas, and sometimes it's a little bit red. So I think that something like the Laura Mercier concealer just works really beautiful for covering it up. So we'll just spot conceal each little area which we feel like needs to be a little bit more covered up. I chose the Glossier concealer for you today. I really love this concealer. It's really creamy, and I'm just going to go in with my finger actually, and I'm just going to pat the concealer into your skin that way. Just very gentle. And you don't really need a lot of concealer because you really don't have any darkness. I'm using my Painterly by MAC. This is my cream shadow. And again, I'm going to go in with my finger and just apply this all over your eyelid. Just use a little synthetic brush to blend the cream shadow into your upper eyelid. So for eyeshadow, I'm using a MAC eyeshadow called Omega. It's a super classic eyeshadow color, staple in my makeup kit. I'm using it on a dome brush. This is also a fantastic color for filling in eyebrows. We'll start with most of the color on the outer corner and then bring it inwards. Now this is just to create a little bit of a shadow in her eye. We're going to come back with a stronger color and really create that cut crease. So basically when you do a cut crease, it's really not that easy. You have to like really find where your crease is, but in order to do that, it's really nice to like use a more gentle color like the one I'm using right now here, just to kind of like start a foundation on your eye. And after that, we go in with a darker color, and then at least I have a little bit of a guideline. Next step is another MAC eyeshadow. This one here is Smut, another one of my favorites. And this will be the actual crease color. And in order to do that, you need a really good fine blending brush or a dome brush. I'm using this one here by Otewa. For it not to have any fall downs, I'm just placing a little bit of a Kleenex right here. So we're gonna find the crease, and don't be shy, just follow the crease and bring it all the way inwards. Start with most of the color again on the outer corner and then work your way inwards. After you've applied the color on the socket, just go in with a clean blending brush and just kind of like blend it out. Let's move on to the eyeliner. I chose a drugstore eyeliner. This one here is by L'Oreal. I really like this. It's waterproof and it doesn't smudge. It's a fantastic gel eyeliner. And I'm using it on a Makeup Forever brush. And let's start on this side, close. And I'm just gonna bring the eyeliner, I'm just gonna start with a thin line. Really close to the lash line. And then we see where we're at, and then we can always make it thicker. Open up, and then I'm going to go into your corner if you look this way. Close. And again, try to get as close as you can to the root of your lashes. Christine has such amazing thick lashes that it's really hard to get really, really deep in there. So I'm actually going to switch to a more precise liner. This one here is by Kat Von D, and this will like really allow me to get really close and really close to the root of her lashes. Now, if you can notice, I'm gonna just stop on the outer corner because I don't know yet exactly how I'm gonna do the outer corner of her eye. Since in the 60s there wasn't really too much of a flick, we're gonna just see what this looks like. Close. And then put on lashes, and then I'm gonna decide on how I'm gonna end up doing the flick. I'm just going to bring the gel liner in the upper waterline just to make the lash line even thicker. Next step is applying mascara. This one here is by Stiles. It's the huge extreme look mascara. We're just gonna do a thin layer because I'm also applying lashes, a strip of lashes. So we'll just do one coat. And Christine has the best lashes, so we don't need to really curl them. They're already perfectly curled. And for the bottom lashes, I'm going to use my Smashbox brush. And I'm just going to go in with the brush and paint on your mascara. Now, remember in the 60s, the bottom lashes were huge. A lot of women even put fake lashes on the bottom lashes just to make your eyes really kind of round, and even like going, instead of going outwards, eyes were just elongated. So a lot of women just really put a lot of attention on the lower lashes. You have, again, the best lashes, so we don't need to put fake ones there. I'm definitely going to brush them out. So the next step is lashes. The ones I chose are by Ardell, and I just think that these are just perfect for the 60s look. I already cut them a little bit on the end, and I'm just going to show you one eye really quickly on how I apply them. Okay, so I just applied some glue, and if you just look down, Christine, I'm just going to try to go as close as I can to the lash line, place them, look a little bit straight, and then I'm just going to tuck the lashes on the outer corner first. And if you look this way, take your tweezer and tuck them in the inner corner. Super easy. Open up. Beautiful. Next step is I'm using another MAC eyeshadow. This one here is charcoal brown, and I'm using it on a nice angled brush, and I'm bringing that color on the lower lashes, starting on the outer corner and dragging it inwards. Doesn't have to be too precise. We just want a really nice dark shadow underneath here. I just want to mention, when you bring the darker shade on the lower lashes, just kind of stop where the lashes stop, because we want to keep this area quite clean, because we really want to create this like wide-eyed 60s dramatic eye. The last step to this eye makeup is I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Nude Pencil, and I'm putting that pencil in the inner lower water rim. Sorry, Christine. And again, this is really up to you. You could also totally use a white pencil. I'm making it more of like a toned down version of a 60s look, so I want to keep it a little bit more natural, so I use a nude. All right, and like really quickly to the brows, which we haven't touched yet. Your brows are really already full and beautiful. Now in the 60s, it was definitely more of a fuller brow, not too much of an arch. So what I'm doing is I'm just filling in your brows with a powder, and just to make them appear a little bit fuller. And then don't forget to brush them up. Now we're just gonna powder you a little bit. I chose this MAC powder here. I'm just gonna powder your entire face actually, because again in the 60s we had more of a matte face, not too much shimmer. I like this MAC powder because it just takes the shine away, but it doesn't make you look overly powdered. It just gives you like a really nice matte finish. So I'm going to bring in my Marc Jacobs bronzing powder. It's actually a contouring powder, and I'm using that right here in the hollows of her cheeks. And I'm also going to bring it a little bit in the temple. I want to contour her face, but don't make it look super overly contoured. Definitely people did do a contour in the 60s. Again, matte, not too much shimmer. I'm going to bring a little bit of that color in the hairline and a little bit on her jaw. Okay, so for blush, I chose my Lorac blush. I chose this one because it's super matte. It has a beautiful peach tone to it. I just want to mention the blush was always a bit higher, not on the apple of the cheek. So I'm going to just drag the blush a little bit higher up here and also bring it upwards and outwards, just to add a bit of color. Moving on to your lips, we're almost done with your makeup. I chose again another MAC product, lots of MAC products today. This one here is Peach Stock, classic color, perfect 60s nude with a hint of peach in it. And I'm just applying this directly out of the bullet, lightly. If you could press your lips together, Christine. And then I just take a brush and blend it in. I'm going to bring in this Maybelline liquid lipstick, and the color is just a little bit more opaque. And I think this is perfect if you press them together. All right, just a little bit more for definition. I'm going to bring in a lip liner. This one here is by Fiona Stiles. It's a really pretty nude, and I'm just going to create a little bit more of an arch here on your lip, just to make it a little bit more modern, your lip. And that is it. If you press your lips together, perfect. You can even go in with your finger and just kind of blend it out a little bit.